guys, it's Vanessa from To The Brim, and I am here with a quick video about vessels. When you're starting a candle business, that's one of the first things that you try to envision in your mind. You scroll through Etsy or you go online and you see what other people have, and you see what other established people that have a candle business have, and you're like, oh my God, how am I supposed to afford this? But not only is it really important for you to have more than one size of candle, the vessel and the continuity of the look is very important. And if you have one size candle, which is okay, you need to make sure that it is a vessel that is pleasing to a large group of people. When I started out, I got some containers at the dollar store and they looked like this. And there's nothing wrong with this as a tester. And in fact, I've gone to container websites and I've seen these actually listed in multiple different sizes. These are decent jars, but they're very heavy. So you don't want to have to ship a brick with a candle inside of it. So this is nothing that I would actually use for my business because it's very heavy to ship. They actually sell lids online that look similar to this. I wouldn't use this because it's too heavy, but you can use it for testers. If it's the same dimensions as the vessel that you want to use, you can use something that costs $1 as a tester as long as it's the same dimensions for your burn tests and to see if it's the size that you want. I also bought a bunch of canning jars, and these actually work really well. I have 2 different sizes and I find that they burn really well. I just don't like the look enough to use these in my candle business. But this is another thing that some people do. You can wrap some twine around it. You can put some beads. You can dress it up. My problem with these is that you can't put a label on them, and you really need to be able to put a label on your candles with your business name, where you're out of, the scent, some scent notes. And so a candle like this with a tag on it is fine, but what if the tag falls off and somebody has purchased 3 candles from you? One smells like a man, one smells like fruit, one smells like something else, and they just look at it and they're like, well, what one is this, right? Then there's tins. I've had 2 different sizes of these. I had the 4 ounce and the 8 ounce, and I tried silver and I tried black. I like the black look better for wintertime, but I like the silver kind of better for spring and summer. So I have some of these coming. I've sold a majority of my candles were in these tins right here. So that's okay. It's not a big deal. And then I also have these glass jars here and this I'm testing out different labels. So this is my favorite, but let me tell you what the problem is. The problem is that everybody and their brother has started a candle business in the last year, and it is really difficult to stock up on jars. But at the same time, if you're starting out, you don't want to spend $400 on jars because you may sell 10 candles and then be like, this is not for me. I would rather make jewelry, or I want to do something else. And you're stuck with all these jars. So as somebody who's running a small business, you don't want to get that far ahead of yourself. Okay. So these jars are great. I get them on the Flaming Candle and I like them. I like the size. I like the look. But if I were to order 100, I would order clear glass because I have the white labels. I think that's a very clean look. I don't use dye in any of my candles. So I just think a nice white, crisp, clean candle with a white and black label would look the best. So that's what I'm going to do when things are back in stock. But when you're picking your label, when you're picking your jars, the other thing you need to think of is branding continuity. So the thing that people are struggling with right now is, let's say somebody is a year into their candle business and they use a matte black 10 ounce glass jar with a wooden lid. And all of a sudden they go to order and there's none for months. And that's their look. That's what people are running into. So keep that in mind when you're picking a vessel, to maybe pick something that nobody else has picked, but also don't get trapped into saying, well, I'm just going to use something from the dollar store because I can't get anything else online, and then pigeonhole yourself into always having to use that container. The majority of my business is from my pottery business, so I haven't really sold enough candles. I've sold maybe 10 candles online. I like to give them as gifts. And at this point, it's kind of a side hustle. I'm trying to figure out my scents and the vessels and the labels and marketing and all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to sell candles, you don't want to, a year in, change your vessels, because people are able to see your candles, recognize your label, recognize the lid, recognize your vessel, and recognize that's your candle. And you want that. Be careful when picking your vessel. And the other thing is that I'm going to say is you should have 2 different sizes, People should be able to pick between a smaller size and a larger size. There are some people that may buy 2 or 3 smaller candles, but they will only buy 1 larger candle. You're going to make more off of the 4 smaller candles. And also think about shipping. A tin label, or these small tins, which this isn't a candle I sell, it's just something I made for somebody that I know. These are a lot lighter to ship. If you ship 4 of these, they're going to weigh about the same as 1 glass jar. So keep that in mind, especially if you're offering free shipping to people and you're paying for the shipping. It's less expensive when you're starting out to ship a tin. So one thing that you might do is get 4-ounce and 8-ounce tins to start out with. And so while that may go against the branding, where, you know, maybe you're going to go from tins to having a tin and a jar, that's okay. If you are, so what I'm saying is it's okay to evolve over time. As you know, you've got a 4-ounce tin and an 8-ounce tin, and then over time you decide to get rid of the 4-ounce tin and have the 8-ounce tin, but then add a jar. That's okay. I have things to make tea lights that I like to put in as samples sometimes. So you're trying different size containers. You're seeing what sells more. I sell more tins than jars. Picking a vessel is very important. And when you're starting out, don't be afraid just to use, you know, this and that and the other thing to get your feet wet. You don't have to have right out of the gate the thing that you're going to use forever, because you're evolving, your business is going to evolve. But when you get to a point where you're having your own website, or you're going to farmers markets or things like that, you're going to want to settle on a container that's easy to access, that isn't sold out all the time, and that is unique to you. I hope this was helpful. I'll be back with more tips. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in videos like this, think about subscribing, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys later. Bye.